Who was John Dewey? John Dewey was an American philosopher, psychologist, atheist, and educational reformer whose ideas had been influential in education and social reform. Dewey is one of the primary figures associated with the philosophy of pragmatism and is considered one of the fathers of functional psychology. Educator John Dewey originated the experimentalism philosophy, a proponent of social change and education reform. He founded the New School for Social Research. Education reform. John Dewey was a strong advocate for progressive educational reform. He believed that education should be based on the principle of learning through doing. Over the course of his lifetime, Dewey published more than 1,000 works, including essays, articles, and books. His writing covered a broad range of topics: psychology, philosophy, educational theory, culture, religion, and politics. His first two books published were Psychology, 1887. His second one was Leibniz's New Essays Concerning the Human Understanding in 1888. The School and Society, being 3 lectures published in 1899, was John Dewey's first published work of length on education. In the lectures, Dewey proposes a psychological, social, and political framework for progressive education. Dewey's philosophy, known as experimentalism or instrumentalism, is largely centered on human experience. It viewed ideas as tools for experimenting with the goal of improving the human experience. Henry T. Edmondson III was highly critical of the influence that John Dewey had on U.S. education. Applying Dewey's philosophy in the classroom. Step 1. Encourage students to find personal interest in the subject matter. Dewey believed that students should feel connected to the classroom material in order to retain information and adapt it for personal use. Boost student motivation by highlighting the ways students can use subject matter in the real world. Step 2. Design experiences that will lead to independent learning. Dewey saw teachers as mentors, guides, and facilitators. Try interacting directly and actively with students. Don't simply convey information. Instead, help students discover the information for themselves by creating learning experiences. Step 3. Respect each individual student. Dewey believed in a democratic classroom where students felt free to express their opinions. Listen respectfully to each student and ask for frequent feedback. Teach tolerance to your students. Step 4. Create opportunities for social involvement. Make volunteering a class project and encourage students to help the community on their own time. Students can also work together to create their own charity programs. Dewey argued that for education to be most effective, children should be given learning opportunities that enable them to link present content to previous experiences and knowledge. This approach led later to a number of other similar approaches, such as problem-based learning, where students learn about a subject through the experience of solving an open-ended problem, and inquiry based on learning.